So hey everyone, hope you guys are fine and learning good. So this part is having a very interesting composition actually, and it's also my personal favorite as I called it Lucifer wing. So let's have a look. So in this part, we are going to, in this composition, we are about to look about the different part of the visual effects. Like we had used some of the color correction, tracking, and many more. So if I just simply turn off all these layers, you will find only this footage, and over here we had add some of the different images in the background to give it a different world like look. Also, I added some green screen wings over here and done some of the color correction over it. And also if you had learned about the light wrap in green screen, and also rotoscopy has been used over here. And now with a bit of color correction, I created this whole composition. Now let's have a look by creating a new composition. So first of all, let's create a new composition over here. And over here, I'll use frame rate of 24 and duration of 7 seconds. So, okay. Now after that, I will just simply drag the footage over here. So now the problem is that the footage size is much bigger than the composition size. To make it fit for that, what I have to do is I have to just simply press Ctrl Alt and F. But after that, we have to track these footage. But if I just simply go over here and track the camera, you will find that it's working on a footage of 4K actually. So let me just delete this as it will take very much time. So to convert the size of the footage to around the 1920 1080, what I have to do is first of all just trim the layer over here. So I will press Ctrl Shift D for that and simply delete this part. And now I will just simply select the footage of this audio button over here and simply press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose it. And I will say name it as base plate, as I will use it for another time for the light wrap also. And I will just simply select move all attribute into new composition, as my whole footage size will be changed, and After Effects read this composition as a new plate. So I will just simply press OK, and now I have a 1920 1080 by a size composition. If I just simply press track camera, you will see that it's working on 1920 by 1080 and the tracking is going too fast. So let's wait for the tracking. So now our tracking has completely done, and now you will see it's perfectly assigning the target. So over here, I will just simply press right click and click over create solid and camera. And after that, you will find that there is a blue solid head already created over here. And now I will press 0 to buffer the frame and see our track is good or not. So let's just wait for the. So now I think the tracking is good, and with the help of this, I can attach the wings to the base. Let me first add the wings over here, then we will add the background, as the whole camera has been tracked so perfectly now. So I will just use a simple let me just go over here, and over here we'll find this wings green screen footage. So we'll just simply drag over here. And what I will do is first I will have to just remove the wings actually. So for that, what I have to do is just use a key light for that and simply drag it over here. Now I have the wings, and let me just adjust it first. So with the help of scale like this, and let's just wings be open up. Let's get back to the composition, see the size. It's good. Perfect. Let me just scale it a bit more, I guess. That's perfect. Now let's get back over here. So now here we have the placing of our wings. Now what we will do is we will just simply create it in 3D, and now you see it's working actually, but I need it to be more perfect. So I will just select the footage and drag it a bit like over here, a bit down, I guess. That's perfect, I guess. Okay, cool. And let's play. Is it tracked with the person? So it's perfectly tracked actually. The motion is actually working with the camera motion, so that's good. And now we'll do one more thing actually. So over here you will see I had created it in a pre-composition, and after that what I did is actually I just done a simple thing called right wrap, as it gave it a bit of light look over here. So now what I have to do is I have to just go over here and change it to Control Shift 3 to new composition, and over here I will change it to like this, and over here I will click this thing, so it's, I guess, now let's duplicate this, Control D, and over here I will add some of the things. Like over here you will find the light wrap. If I just simply solo this layer, you will find the wraps over here, and let me just off this thing. So you'll find the light actually over here. So it's basically the base footage. So what I have to do is I have to just simply duplicate this, not this one. I did a mistake actually, sorry for that. So now after that, after duplicating the base, I will just simply delete this, and I will follow the same effects which I had done. First of all, I had done a bit of fast blur, and then I created a matte between the alpha and the effects. So it created the outer division of the wings from the footage, and after that I used a blur mode so that it's blur the division actually, and after that I inverted the mask so it captures the blurred part. So what I have to do is I have to just go over here and just press enter and rename it light trap, and after that just select box blur, and let me just drag over here. Let's follow the layer first and just click over here, repeat the edge pixel as I had done over here also. So what that will do is actually just uh, pin the footage to all the edges actually, so it's good now. And now I will use another effect called set matte. So let's drag it over here, and after that I will find the alpha layer, which is our green screen part, like this. You will see I'll just simply do a bit more thing called fast. Again I will use fast box blur, just drag it and just did this like this. And now another set layer, set matte actually, and over here I will just simply select the wings and here invert the alpha. As you will see, if I just simply turn it off and change it to add or something, you will see, you will find a bit of uh, trace over here. As you see, there is a light rays actually covering the edge of the uh, wings, and also over here I can use a bit effect in the main footage of the wings, as I had done a pre-composition actually. So I will just simply create it a simple choker, so it just bit shrink the edge a bit. So we will see and just increase the choker like this. You will see the edges which are like creating a usable and just ugly outline. So I just used and removed that with the help of simple choker. And also if you look over here, let me just go in the wings part and you see, then I use some of the tint effect called like which give it a bit of dark tone actually, like this. So I will also use in the same thing I use over here also. So I will use a simple tint effect which help us to do a bit of color correction. So first of all, you will see there is a two color actually over there. The one is for the black value and one for the light value. And after that, I will just go in the footage actually, and I will pick both of the color values. So I already have the color values. So let me just copy that. Just Control C for the copy. And over here, I will just select the tint and press Control V. And now I have both color value actually over here. So now over here, you will see this actually. And let me just go normal view. So it gives it like this. Now you see that we had created the light wrap and it's actually working with the footage now, and that's a good part. And also now I have to put this wing behind the hoodie of this person. So for that I have to do a bit of rotoscopy. So for that I will just simply duplicate this base layer and put it on the top. And after that I will use pen tool for the roto, and I will just simply select this roto bezier, as it gives a perfect smoothness for the roto. This. So now you see, if I just remove it, you'll see it's working on over here. And now let me just animate it. But first, let me just do a bit of thing, like I have to add a bit of feather, so that if you see there's a hard edge actually working over here. So to blend it, just increases a feather. Now it's totally matched with the footage. And now let's turn on the visibility of our mask. And after that, let's create a key on mask path, and then just simply press Control and arrow. Just do a bit of rotoscopy like this. So with this process, you can do a bit of thing, as I had already completed the roto of that part. And also you can do one more thing to just reduce your time actually. So you can do this also the manual method, but also you can do one more thing actually. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that you can also use a simple effect called Rotobrush. Over here you will find this. Just simply you have to do a thing, like simply you have to just go over here and just simply also I can do one more thing actually, which is uh, Mocha tracking actually. So if you just go over here in the base plate and in animation, you can go and track it in Mocha also. So if I just go over here and select this, over here just select the footage, and go and select this track in Mocha, and after that double click over here and you will be in Mocha. Actually, I use this because this is the fastest way to do rotoscopy in After Effects, basically with the help of Mocha, as it used the tracking procedure for the rotoscopy. And now just which I had took like around 5 or 6 minutes, it can be done in the 1 or 2 minutes actually. So I just let you just briefed you how you can do the things. Also, I'm using over here a Bezier tool actually, and you can use on different like tools also for the rotoscopy. Now after that, just go over here and so now we have the tracking, and I will just simply press Ctrl S and close this project. And now in the After Effect, you will find that it has created the mat actually. So you will see it's over here. And now I will just simply create a mask, and after that you will find this. And I can also do one more thing, is that I can go over here, press M, and I guess feather over here with the help of F, and I will just simply blur it a bit. So now here we have. So now I can just do one thing, is I will just copy this layer and I will just delete the mask over here, so I don't need this. As in the composition, let's get back to the composition over here. I'll just simply Control plus V, and over here you'll find that composition is over here now. And as while you find that while using After Effects, you find that some of the time it's not work properly. So as it create a dump memory actually basically. So for that, just clear it and you will see that there is a 21.9 GB of disk scratch created in your C drive. So just always try to keep this clean. So just empty that, and that just simply help you to boost the performance of the software actually, as the process will not take very much time for the preview actually. So you have to just keep on clearing the disk cache from the while doing the project. And now so now here we have the things which we needed, as I had created this rotoscopy with the help of Mocha. You can also use the Rotobrush and any other tool for that. It's perfectly your choice, but Mocha is a way more convenient and easiest way for that. So till now, what we had created is actually we had done a bit of tracking so that our wings just get stick with the character back. And I also used Mocha for the rotoscopy, and also I had cleared you that you can use either manual way to do rotoscopy in After Effects with the help of mask. But in my suggestion, Mocha is a bit more convenient and easiest way to do rotoscopy, as it has a perfect tracking and its tracking is very accurate. So now let's move further. Till over here we had the wings, and we just added some of the colors over it. And now I need null object, adjustment layer to do bit of more color correction. As first of all, I need a brightness contrast to down the bloom a bit. So let's just try brightness contrast and just drop this like this and increase the contrast like this. Perfect. And now I can use exposure to increase the white value a bit like this. Now we'll see my character and the lights were working so perfect over here. Also at this part you can also see, but here is a bit of color correction actually, so we will also give it. So with the help of levels and tint, I had done that. So let me just add some of the color correction over here also. So I did this both, and I need levels over here. I will just just a bit of dark actually. Perfect. Bit of green. Now I can also use tint. Just drag it over here. As over here you find that I had used two values, so I will just simply copy this tint also. Also, you can do one more thing, is that you can just simply go over here and copy the color value also. So just if you just off this FX option and pick the color from the input actually. So let me just off these also so that you can pick the proper color. So we'll just select this one and dark color actually, and now let's just disturb the color a bit, and let's just, so now I will just simply copy this tint and place it over here. So let me just close these tabs. With the help of 8% of, like, I will increase it a bit more. So here we have color. Also I can do one more thing, that in wings I will just decrease the brightness of the wings actually. So I will use brightness and contrast, and I will just simply decrease it and increase the contrast a bit like this. So now, oh, just increase a bit, not like that much, around -10 by 54, I guess. That will be perfect. 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 I can also use a motion blur, but it will make it heavy, so I will just use it later. Now let me just play with the values like this. So I can just create a bit like this. I guess that's good. You can also use your own color presets for that. So that's up to, actually, it's your call. And it's, I guess that's it. So after tweaking, I found this as a good actually. So let me just decrease the right value, or simply I can off this also. That's up to a choice. So perfectly, I just used two of the things, like brightness, contrast, and CC toner. Basically, CC toner gives a similar effect like tint, as tint give you the two option, but CC toner give you some of the different color options also. And now I have this, and now let's just get back to the sky and all. So for that, I will just go in the project and I will import this sky option and just drag it over here and just simply make it 3D. And after that, let's scale it up so that it's like tracked with the footage. And in the two view, I'll just keep it way back like this and just simply do a bit of things like this. Perfect. And now over here, I will just change its color dodge. So it's like I can also change it a bit more like this, and its opacity would be very low, I guess. That's fine. And now let's do a bit of masking. As you see, it's totally working with it now. So let me just grab the mask, just That's perfect. Let me increase the opacity a bit. So perfect, I guess. That's perfect. Let me just see the tracking as it's working. Fine. Now let's add the as you see in the edge over here that its edges were a bit sharp, so I will just use feather to blend it like this. And also I can do one more thing, is that I can simply put it like this. Perfect. I will simply put it below the wings layer. Actually, if the wings comes, just be on the top of the image, so I use that also. And now I have to add the moon, so I will just simply drag it over here, and I will do the same process I had did with the other thing. So let me just change it to lighten or a screen, I guess, and I will also change its property to 3D, and I will just go on the horizontal view and just drag it. Just change its perfectly, I guess. Let's change the moon, put it over here. Let me just scale it a bit. And as moon doesn't look that much sharp, so for that what I have to do is I have to just use a blur. So I will use camera lens blur for that. Place it over here and increase its blurring like this. And also, if you notice that my star layer is overlapping the moon layer, so for that I will just go in the sky layer, select the mask, just simply drag it over here. Oops, just go with the 10. That's fine. Now, what I have to do is I have to just cut out the character and put it uh, in front of this whole layer. So for that, I will use a simple technique which we called as keying. So you remember that I had used over here a different copy of the plate. So I'll just keep it over here and keep the whole thing about top of the layer. As this plate doesn't have any color correction actually, so if you just go over here, delete this, let's get back over here. And now at the effect option, we'll find an option called keying. So just go over here and I will use a color range and just drag on the base plate. Let me just separate this and I will just click this thing. And with the help of this option, I had removed the sky and fuzziness. And also with the help of choker, just use the matte choker so it gives you a soft. Just decrease the geometry a bit, increase the softness level like this. So now I had completely removed the sky, and now if I just do this, you will find that it's covering the whole area like this. I think that's perfect as it has created a thing, and I just kept it behind the wings layer. You will see over here. Let me just delete it. So now you will find this layer, this. So with the help of these process, we created this. And also you have to take care of the small details as you can't see the stars so much clear and it's a bit stretchy, so you have to fix them actually. So I just do this thing like this, and let me just off the snapping actually. It's I believe the whole things looks perfect. Also I can do a blur thing, camera lens blur. Just drag it over here and I just keep it around 1 or around 0.5 should be good. Perfect. And also in adjustment layer, I will use CC motion blur. Motion. Just so I will use this CC force motion blur. By putting this, your composition should be a bit heavier. Actually, if you see, that is creating the motion blur of the whole thing, and also in the lever portion, you'll see it's creating the motion of them also. So you can also do one more thing, is also you can keep just simply just duplicate this and go in the wings layer, and over here I can simply place this. So just now let's get back to over here. Now we have the final composition. But I believe if you use it, if you don't use it, and if you also, you can use it in the main composition also. So it's like a bit like this. So perfect from me. And now you can also take another adjustment layer, and I will use an option called grains. So over here we'll find an option called add grain, as it will add the grains a bit. So if you in VFX we use grain to give it a more natural effect. So there is a different type of presets over here. You can find it like this. So I will use a preset called, let me just preview range to the center, blending matte output, no, final output the pre-best. So it's changed, and now I will just change it to the perfect, like a bit of blurry thing. Size, intensity, and let's increase the softness. Monochromatic would be good. As adding these simple effects can make the file a bit more heavier. If you see that with the help of grains, our green screen part and the footage part has totally merged, but actually the grains is too much higher over there, so we have to control that, but it's taking a bit more time actually. So let me just go away and change it to preview so that we can see the grains in this small area first. So just check it over here. Let me just change it to, I think that's perfect actually. So let me just run the final output, and over here we'll just simply go 56, around 25% would be good. Now I had totally added the grains and all, and our footage is ready now. So this is the final part and the final composition actually. So hope you had learned the techniques actually, because visual effects not just a simple effect to be used. Actually, it's a combination output, actually combined output of the whole process we learn about the. And in this tutorial series, I had covered the basic first, and then I had used an advanced version, and you are like you had witnessed the whole process, that how I had created this thing. So thank you very much guys, hope you are enjoying the part, and I guess soon we will like create some more things for similar like that. So stay tuned, thank you very much.